Of every room in a forest cabin, the kitchen is usually the one people underestimate the most, and yet it is almost always where everyone actually ends up gathering, coffee brewing, something simmering on the stove, that specific warmth that only comes from a room where food is being made rather than just stored. Today I am walking you through 15 genuinely cozy forest cabin kitchen ideas, real design choices that turn a functional cooking space into one of the most inviting rooms in the entire cabin. Stay until the end because the final idea on this list is the kind of detail that quietly transforms an entire kitchen the moment you notice it. Quick ask before we step into the kitchen. Before we get started, if cozy kitchen design genuinely makes you happy the way it makes me, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people. Subscribe if you want more cozy design content like this, and let me know in the comments which idea on this list you are most excited to try. Let us get into it. Why cabin kitchens need a different approach than modern kitchens. Before we walk through these 15 ideas, it helps to understand why a forest cabin kitchen genuinely calls for different design choices than a contemporary city kitchen. Modern kitchen trends through the past decade have largely centered around sleek, high-gloss surfaces, stark white cabinetry, and cool-toned lighting, all choices that read as clean and efficient but tend to clash badly with the warm, natural materials that make a forest cabin feel like a forest cabin in the first place. Designers specializing in rustic and cabin-style interiors through 2025 and into 2026 have consistently pointed to one central principle, that a cabin kitchen should feel like a natural continuation of the materials and warmth found throughout the rest of the home rather than a sudden, jarring shift into something that feels imported from an entirely different kind of house. Idea 1: choose a butcher block countertop over stone. While polished stone countertops dominate most modern kitchen design, a thick butcher block countertop genuinely suits a cabin kitchen better on nearly every level. The warm tone and visible wood grain tie directly into the timber framing and paneling already present throughout most cabins, and unlike stone, butcher block actually develops character over time, small knife marks, slight darkening near the stove, that read as evidence of a kitchen genuinely being used and loved rather than damaged to be hidden. Idea 2: opt for open shelving instead of upper cabinets. Removing upper cabinets entirely in favor of simple open wood shelving accomplishes two things at once. It keeps the room feeling more open and less boxed in, which matters in the often more modest square footage of a typical cabin kitchen, and it turns everyday dishware into part of the room's visual texture. Stacks of mismatched ceramic mugs, a few cast iron skillets, glass jars filled with dried herbs and grains, all of it becomes decor simply by being visible rather than hidden behind closed doors. Idea 3: install a wood-burning cookstove. For cabins with a genuinely rustic or off-grid orientation, a cast iron wood-burning cookstove serves as both a practical cooking surface and an unmistakable visual anchor for the entire room. These stoves have seen a real resurgence in interest through 2025 and into 2026 among both off-grid homesteaders and design-conscious cabin owners who simply love the aesthetic, and modern manufacturing has meaningfully improved efficiency and emissions performance compared to older vintage models, making this a genuinely viable primary or supplemental cooking method rather than purely decorative. Idea 4: use a farmhouse sink beneath a window. Positioning a deep farmhouse-style sink directly beneath a window that looks out onto the surrounding trees turns one of the more routine daily tasks, washing dishes, into something that does not feel like a chore at all. The deep basin style also suits the practical, slightly heavier-duty needs of cabin life, washing produce straight from a garden, cleaning larger pots and pans, in a way that a standard shallow modern sink simply was not designed for. Idea 5: lean into a warm, earthy color palette. Just as we have covered in other cabin design topics, color palette matters enormously here too. Warm creams, honeyed wood tones, deep forest greens, and the occasional rust or burnt orange accent consistently outperform stark white or cool gray in a cabin kitchen setting, specifically because those warmer tones echo the natural materials found just outside the window. A kitchen painted in a soft sage or deep evergreen on a single accent wall, paired with warm wood elsewhere, has become a particularly popular combination in cabin kitchen design through 2025. Idea 6: add a hanging pot rack over a kitchen island. A simple iron or wood hanging rack suspended above a kitchen island, displaying a collection of well-used copper or cast iron pots and pans, accomplishes the same kind of dual purpose found elsewhere on this list: genuine functional storage that also reads beautifully as decor. The warm reflective glow of copper pots specifically pairs exceptionally well with the kind of warm, low-level lighting most cozy cabin kitchens favor, catching and softly reflecting that golden light rather than absorbing it the way matte surfaces tend to. Idea 7: incorporate exposed ceiling beams. If a cabin kitchen happens to sit beneath an open or vaulted ceiling, Leaving the structural beams exposed rather than covering them with drywall adds genuine architectural character that no amount of added decor could fully replicate. These beams work particularly well as an additional surface for hanging dried herb bundles, simple pendant lighting fixtures, or even a few strategically placed string lights for added ambient warmth during evening cooking. Idea 8: choose cast iron and brass hardware over chrome. Small details genuinely matter here, and swapping standard polished chrome cabinet pulls and faucet fixtures for aged cast iron or warm brass alternatives shifts the entire feel of a kitchen surprisingly dramatically given how little it actually costs to do. Chrome tends to read as cool and modern regardless of what surrounds it, while cast iron and brass naturally develop a soft patina over time that only deepens the cabin-appropriate, well-worn character of the room. Idea 9: build in a dedicated coffee or tea station. Setting aside a specific small corner of counter space exclusively for coffee or tea, complete with a simple wood tray, a few favorite mugs hanging from small hooks, and whatever brewing equipment gets used most often, creates a genuine little ritual zone within the broader kitchen. This kind of intentional zoning has become increasingly popular in interior design more broadly through 2025 and into 2026. The idea that even small, specific daily rituals deserve their own dedicated, thoughtfully designed corner rather than getting scattered across general counter space. Idea 10: use vintage or vintage-style appliances. A retro-styled refrigerator in a deep enamel color, or a genuinely vintage stove sourced and restored specifically for the space, adds a level of character that brand-new stainless steel appliances simply cannot match in a cabin setting. Several major appliance manufacturers have continued expanding their retro-inspired product lines through 2025 and into 2026 specifically in response to this kind of design demand, meaning achieving this look no longer requires hunting down and restoring genuinely old, often less efficient vintage units the way it once did. Idea 11: add a window herb garden. A simple wood shelf installed directly across a sunny kitchen window, holding a row of small potted herbs, basil, thyme, rosemary, accomplishes several things simultaneously: fresh ingredients within arm's reach while cooking, a pleasant natural scent that fills the room, and a small but genuine touch of greenery that softens the overall feel of the space. This idea pairs particularly well with the broader cabin design trend toward biophilic elements that we have covered in other videos, bringing small pieces of the surrounding forest indoors wherever practical. Idea 12: incorporate a wood-fired pizza or bread oven. For cabins with enough space and the right setup, a small built-in wood-fired oven, whether positioned indoors as part of the main kitchen or just outside on an adjacent porch, adds genuine functional drama to the cooking experience. This idea has grown particularly popular among cabin owners through 2025, specifically drawn to the slower, more involved cooking process that a wood-fired oven demands, a deliberate contrast to the speed and convenience that defines most modern kitchen technology. Idea 13: use natural stone for a backsplash. While we already covered why stone makes a less ideal countertop choice for this aesthetic, natural stone genuinely shines as a backsplash material instead, particularly rough-hewn or split-face stone that echoes whatever material might already be used on a nearby fireplace. This creates a visual through line connecting the kitchen back to the rest of the cabin's material palette, even when the two rooms are not directly adjacent to one another. Idea 14: choose warm pendant lighting over recessed can lights. Standard recessed can lighting, while practical and unobtrusive, tends to flatten a room and remove the kind of warm, directional glow that makes a kitchen feel genuinely cozy rather than simply well lit. Swapping that approach for a cluster of warm-toned pendant lights, ideally in a natural material like wicker, aged metal, or amber glass, hung at varying heights above an island or sink, creates pools of warm light and shadow that read as far more inviting than the even shadowless wash that recessed lighting typically produces. Idea 15: build a small bench seating nook instead of a formal dining table. Topping the list is a design choice that fundamentally changes how a kitchen functions rather than just how it looks, replacing a standard dining table and chairs with a built-in bench seating nook, typically positioned along a window wall, paired with a smaller table that tucks neatly against it. This single change accomplishes something genuinely significant in a typically smaller cabin kitchen footprint. It dramatically increases actual seating capacity within the same physical space a standard table and chairs would require, while creating exactly the kind of enclosed, gather-around feeling that we covered extensively in our reading nook discussion, just applied here to the kitchen and dining experience instead. What ties all 15 of these ideas together? Looking back across this entire list, the same underlying philosophy keeps surfacing in idea after idea. A genuinely cozy cabin kitchen consistently prioritizes warmth, texture, and visible material honesty over the sleek, hidden, high-gloss approach that defines most contemporary kitchen design. Wood left visible rather than painted over, hardware that ages rather than stays permanently shiny, lighting that creates warm pools rather than even flat coverage, every single choice on this list points in the same direction. A kitchen that feels like it genuinely belongs in the forest surrounding it rather than one that simply happens to be located there. From a butcher block countertop to a built-in bench seating nook, these 15 ideas give you a genuine toolkit for transforming a forest cabin kitchen into one of the warmest, most inviting rooms in the entire home. You do not need every single idea on this list to feel the difference. Even a handful of these changes can meaningfully shift how a kitchen feels day to day. If this video gave you some real inspiration for your own space, subscribe for more cozy cabin design content just like this. Let me know in the comments which idea you are trying first, and I will see you in the next video.